Before we get into it this week, I wanted to take a moment to thank our patrons, current patrons, former patrons. Thank you so much. You literally keep the lights on with the show, and for that, we are eternally in your debt. Thank you so much for your support, for your love, for your encouragement, for your feedback. We really do appreciate all of the things that you share with us, both in the Discord, through our DMs, in our patron little comment section. So I wanted to take a moment and first thank our most brand new Patreons. Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you, Rebecca. We are so excited to have you. And then I want to take a little trip into the Wayback Machine, and I'm going to start over the next couple of episodes. I want to thank some of our earliest Patreon supporters. So thank you to Amy, Trizzy, Gigi, Brianne, Joanna, Murky, Vivian, Gabby, Elizabeth, Sydney, Maggie, Trisha O, Marianne, Megan, Desiree. These ladies all joined in at the jump. We said, we're having a Patreon. They were like, sign us up. So thank you to you ladies and gentlemen and those beyond the binary who are in our Patreon. We love you. Thank you. Let's go.
Well, first things first. Ooh, I really have to apologize. I am so sorry, Christina Milian, if you're listening. You're not. You're not. Nobody cares, and no one's ever going to know this, but I feel genuinely bad for randomly misnaming you in an accusation that you don't wash your hands after you go to the bathroom in your own home. That's crazy. It wasn't you, Christina Milian. I would never say that about you, because I love Dip It Low. I do. I love that whole shit. Love her. Love that she invented latex. Wow. So I am so sorry. I had gotten it mixed up. Milian, Bylon. You could see how I could make the mistake. I am so sorry. So just
they're adjacent.
For the record, I take that back, and it was too late the episode was already published. It was too late to fix it. And I was like, in the history of podcasting, I'm sure people say things wrong all the time and then don't even correct it. So, kudos to me for losing sleep over that shit.
I heard that Christina Milian invented hand washing.
Wait. Oh, yeah, she's the one she did. Yes. I just got confused again. I was like, wait, which one are you saying? Oh my God, I felt so bad. And then I had gone, we have an episode discussion tab in our Discord, which gets lively from time to time. And usually there's activity after we post an episode. So I just went in there, and you know me, I'm terrible. I don't read the thing above. I just be adding my shit and going and being completely rude, but everybody's used to it.
Yeah.
And I was like driving when I realized that I had made that mistake, dishonoring Christina Milian. And I was driving and I was trying to type, oh my God, it's not Christina Milian. And then I realized later that everybody had already corrected me. So you guys were on it. Thank you. Thank you for that. I apologize, Christina Milian. Okay, we can get started now.
You had an anniversary this week. Happy anniversary to you. Congratulations on 15 years of illegally being cuffed to someone.
Yeah, 15 years. We went to our, we couldn't go, well, we were going to spend our anniversary in Florida. I don't know if this is like a harbinger or an omen. But like for the first time in a long time, I just said, you know what? Fuck it. We were invited to a wedding down there, and we started booking the stuff, and like Shalom had gotten wind that we were going down to Florida, and she was like, well, I want to see Papa and Annie. I want to see Auntie. And we don't get to go anywhere and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? That is true. We didn't take them anywhere. We haven't been on a summer vacation proper, just the 5 of us.
Yeah.
In a really long time. And I, you know, we're running out of space to blame everything on COVID. So, I mean, technically we're not.
Technically we're not, but technically we are. I know. I feel the same way.
Right. Like, listen, shut-in outfits is still in my heart, but we are at a point now where it is hypocritical of me to even run that account because I have started to live. That's the truth. I've started to live. Not large, not crazy like how y'all motherfuckers been doing for 3 years. Not you. Y'all in general.
You general they, yes.
Yeah. All dams. I when I say I live a little, you know, I will go to a restaurant and eat outside. If there's nobody inside, life on the edge. Justin has dragged me indoors. I still wear masks in the supermarket. I wear masks, all indoor things I wear masks. But I also go to an office every day, and I sit with one person in an office, and we both do not wear a mask together. And we're like, haha, look at us not wearing masks. We both got the bivalent, though. Like, we think we have super immunity for a little bit. Anyway, the point is, the pandemic is more manageable for the Beck family now. So I said, you know what? We'll all go down to Florida. I'll show you my childhood home. We'll do all these things. And then 3 or 4 days before the trip, Justin goes, babe, I was talking to my friend and he said that there's a hurricane. I was like, oh, and just like a Floridian, like a real Tampanian, I was like, oh, that's not going to be, it don't come to Tampa. It's fine. And he's like, no, he was saying that it's going to be an issue. And he's like, but I told him that you said we're just going to go. And I go, 100% we're just going to go. Yeah. So then we're at Rosh Hashanah dinner. And my mother-in-law is like, you know, I'm very concerned, you guys. I don't want you to go. The news says this and the news says that. And I was like, fake news.
Florida woman says hurricanes aren't real.
Yeah. And so I'm like, it's not going to happen. And then I started reading about it and I was like, oh, it's definitely happened. We've had a good streak for 20 or 100 years or whatever it is. Tampa hasn't been hit since 1921. I was like, the one time I have already laid out the money for the hotel, laid out the money for the flights, laid out the money for the rental car, laid out extra money for them to be eating all goddamn everything and buying stuff. It was a trip. It was going to be a family cute trip. Yeah. Not 10 minutes later in that same dinner conversation where Justin's like, it's fine, we're going. It's fine, we're going. Now, I'm also kind of starting to worry, but I don't want to say I'm worried. We got a text from the hotel and they're like, y'all ain't coming over here. Nah. They canceled our reservation via text. I guess the hotel that I had chosen to stay in was in evacuation zone A, which was mandatory. So they evacuated all of their current guests. Oh, okay. And then canceled all of their reservations. And after that, I was just like, what are we going to do? Fly into a hurricane?
It's crazy. I was lost in the TikTok world of hashtag Hurricane Ian because I'm telling you, when I moved to Florida in 2004, I moved there in the summer and I had lived a good little happy, I think like 6 weeks. And then was it Irene? There were 2 that came back to back and I can't remember their names, but the first one came through and she was coming through Labor Day weekend. And everybody kept saying, don't worry. It is so shallow off the coast and the water is so warm. They never come here. Hurricanes never come here. Don't worry about it. And I was like, okay, cool. But when you work in a newsroom and the news's responsibility is to update everybody on the cone of death 24/7, I mean, I'm staring at these screens every single day being like, but y'all don't see this? Like, it's actually headed right for us. And they're like, don't worry. So I was supposed to go visit my uncle that weekend and I called him and I was like, could you change my flight and make it earlier so that I could leave before the storm's supposed to hit? So I got the hell out of Dodge, but I couldn't get back because nobody was flying in. So then my parents had to drive down to North Carolina, pick me up and take me back to Ohio. And I stayed for about a week and then Chris and I moved back. And then within like fucking 2 weeks, another hurricane came through and that bitch came up. She made a hard right, circled around, and came right back for us. We couldn't get out. And I will never, ever live through another hurricane again.
Now you're scarred.
Forever scarred. I will not go to the state during hurricane season. Our honeymoon? No. No Gulf of Mexico, no fucking Florida, none of those Caribbean places.
That is so funny because I'm a born, like not born and raised, but if you spend your formative years in Tampa, you're a fucking Tampa ass Floridian.
Yeah.
Marlene was not. I sent her this news story. I was like, girl, she was trying to plan dinner. She was like, okay, well, whatever, girl. What are you thinking the kids are gonna want to eat, and like, how are we gonna incorporate mom and dad? Like, she was planning.
Yeah.
When you guys go to the wedding, I'm gonna have the kids, and then they pack like, she was really still in. We're coming down there, and then I had Kira also joining the chat talking about, well, what do you think we're wearing? Because I gotta lay out my looks, and I'm like, okay. I was like, y'all, there's a hurricane. Marlene's chiming in talking about inflammatory. That's ridiculous. Kira's sending eye rolling emojis. Like, whatever, girl. Nobody was believing me. And finally, I had to break the news. Guys, we can't come. They were so upset.
Well, I was watching people preparing last minute. Like, I think I put my hurricane shutters up a whole week before that storm even hit, because I was like, I am going to be ready. And people are like, the first bands are coming through and they're like, well, we better tag our horses. We better make our little sandbags. And I was like, you guys are so casual about this. It's making me uncomfortable.
They do not care. Marlene was like, whatever, girl. Then I just kept sending her more stories because I kept having, with each cancellation, canceled this flight, canceled this thing, canceled that thing. I'm sending her more things, like trying to justify my position because I do feel bad. Finally, she's like, girl, I am getting kind of worried. So Marlene went to Riverview. She went inland, and that's crazy. Like, for my sister to give a shit, it had to be crazy. And how I really knew shit was fucked up was Waffle Houses were closed. I was like, damn. Like, Waffle House does not close.
Waffle House
like,
is never closed.
You can Google it. It's called Waffle House Index. Literally, the National Weather Service should fucking take notes. Like, if Waffle House is closed, y'all shit is raggedy. Something's wrong with y'all's reporting if you're not reporting it as dire as Waffle House being closed.
Yeah.
So we ended up canceling our trip, and we spent our anniversary in Maja's classroom meeting her teacher. So that was very romantic. Very romantic. I wore knee pads.
That is peak married person, anniversary in the middle of the week. Like, I used to be stunned by people that would be able to go out and have a nice dinner if their anniversary fell on a Monday to Thursday. I was like, wow, good for you.
Yeah. Like, and I had it in my mind. Like, he was like, well, I took a shower, and I was like, maybe we'll go to the diner after. The diner? What? I'm losing my mojo. Because what I demand? I demand steaks and sitting shoes.
Right. Steaks and potatoes and a fancy cocktail.
Yes. And that just wasn't going to happen. So we sat through, listened to all the stuff about the classroom. And then I was completely rude, didn't greet any parents. I just went to the class parent after she introduced herself. I said, do I owe you $20? She's like, no, can you just sign up for this? I said, that's done. And then I said, hey, everybody, nice to meet you. It's our 15-year anniversary. Goodbye. Like, which was... my hair was wet. I was in, like, a nice version of house clothes because I knew I wasn't making it to the diner. I wanted to lay back down. We talked about this last week. I had to lay down.
It was past the hours of 9 to 3.
It was. I was solid gal. Solid gal starts to melt down. It's nice. I can't. I love that. I love that there were so many problematic, not good things that we said in that episode. Like, you really said, when I tell you we mind fucked whether or not we should say what your imagination tells you about John Mayer's inclinations about urine. We kept that in.
We kept it in.
People listen. And their main concern is, what is 9 to 3, though? What?
What is a solid 9 to 3? I think there was even a comment, and I can't remember who made it, but they were like, that's not even normal business hour.
They were like, Amanda, what hours are those? Meanwhile, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it because those are my actual hours at work.
Here's my thinking, because I didn't think there was anything wrong with it either. Okay. Most days of the week, I'm up in the dark getting ready to go teach a group fitness class. I'm not awake. So from 5 a.m. until 9 a.m., you are getting like autopilot Amanda. She can make a lunch. She can get you dressed and get you on the bus. She can, do whatever she needs to do, but she's not fully functioning. At 9:01, she has turned on, she has powered up, her battery is ready to go. And then at 3 o'clock, actually, let's say 3:01, we power down. It is now time to hunker down into the house. Yes, I need to switch my mind from the things that I've been doing in that 9 to 3 zone. And now I have to focus into snacks and carpools and activities and dinner. And I'm just offline until
Correct.
9:01 the next morning.
That's classic mom life. I'm up at 6:30ish. I'm heating the oven. I'm making a hot lunch. I'm making a breakfast. I'm cleaning the dishes from that, which, sidebar, tangent, that's going to go on far too long. I can already tell you it's going to go on far too long because I'm about to melt down. My morning routine is now stricter. We covered it in seasons past of all the dumb shit I get done in the morning before I put my kids on the bus.
Yeah.
Emptying the dishwasher, wiping the counters down, putting the dishes away, making the hot lunch, all that shit. But now it's with every swipe, with every single food scrap, every single food stuff has to get put away because there's a dragonfly. What the fuck is it?
A firefly would be a cute infestation. A dragonfly might actually be a cute infestation. They're fruit flies.
I feel like there's no such thing as a cute infestation.
Fireflies would be cute. That would be so magical. They would come out while you're watching your show.
If you don't get your mason jar ass out my face, no. I have been struggling with these fireflies, and I blamed it on Lloyd so that I could have a reason to murder him. But the firefly infestation, after we cleaned out his cage more thoroughly, I don't know how much more thoroughly we could do it. After we did the traps, we did the catchy, we have a fucking fruit fly thing hanging from the ceiling like we're in fucking Seven and we're serial killers and we're obscuring smells out here. I've done everything I could possibly do. The infestation is now out of Maj's room, but I've covered my fruit. My fruit are covered in, I put upturned IKEA metal bowls over the fruit bowl, so it looks like it's Israeli Iron Dome over them. Like you can't get to my fruit. And they're still here, Amanda. What the fuck?
So we had this conversation. So if you were I'm talking to you who's listening. If you were on the live recently, we talked about it, and I recommended the catchy because that solved the last for maybe a month ago. I had a really bad infestation in the kitchen. I brought the catchy back out. Catchy took care of it, and we were good to go. But then over the last 2 weeks, I was like, what the fuck is happening? They were all over my faucet in the kitchen, and they were hanging out on my little soaps, and it was driving me nuts. And so Catchy wasn't getting them. So then the other day I put out my little vinegar solution, but then I noticed that they were in the bathrooms, and I was pissed because I understand the kitchens because of course there's food there and there's things for them to eat on if somebody leaves something out. But I was trying to be super, super over the top clean. But the bathrooms I couldn't understand. So yesterday I was desperate. I Googled and I found this goop. It's this clear liquid that you can pour down your drains, and it must either, if they lay eggs in the drains, I don't know, but there must be something in there that they either replicate or they eat something in there and they gain their strength so that they can amass swarms in your house. So I'll report back and we can post it in the story, but I texted you the little cover of the bottle today.
I bought 2 bottles immediately because
I don't see any this morning. There's nothing.
I have vinegar in a cup with 2 drops of soap, whatever, but they get smart. So the first time I did that, I caught all the motherfuckers. I was like, success, bitch. Yeah. Try me. It was cool for 2 days, and then they were all back again. And I was like, I can't live like this. The
biggest insult is when they're on the outside of the dish and you're just crawl over the top and fall inside. I even walked by and I did a little blow and I blew them into the solution.
Dude, when they're all 4 just taunting you, hanging out on the lid of the vinegar trap, And you're like, really?
So rude.
So I like to take a bottle of bleach spray and spray the whole thing, and then I got to start a new vinegar trap because I'm like, I'm gonna kill y'all. I can't take it. And you know what? I had hydrangeas. They love that. Had to take those out. So I can't even have fresh flowers in this motherfucker. So now what I've done is I have the insecticide spray that you put on the leaves, you know, on all the plants. I just put the fresh flowers in the sink, spray the buds with that shit, and be like, now try it, bitch.
Yeah, they were all over. Chris sent me like a bouquet, and I went to go, because they were like past their prime, and I went to go throw them out, and like fruit flies came out of that. And I was like, fuck you guys. You just had to ruin my nice flowers? Come on.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. On the day of my anniversary, I brought donuts in to my new personality at work is I'm the lady that brings donuts. You know, I feel like every older person at a job has to have a personality, you know. Either you're the person that goes around and collects money for such and such charities all the time, or you're the person that bums a cigarette. Like, there's a personality you have to have if you work in a factory. And I think mine should be I'm the donut lady. So
cute.
Which is crazy, because I used to bring donuts every now and again when I was younger, and Justin and I first started dating, and everybody would love it, and I would, like, you know, get such a warm fuzzy over my body, like, oh, everybody loves my donuts. Now I bring them, everybody's like, fuck, because, you know, we've been with the factory 25 years. They're like, why'd you bring those, dude?
Yeah.
Fuck. And everybody's like begrudgingly eating them at their desk. I'm like, I'm sorry. Anyway,
what's your favorite kind of donut? No, wait a minute, I need to know, what's your favorite kind of donut
from Dunk? Well, I mean, I would rather have a Krispy Kreme, but those are few and far between out here.
Okay.
But if I'm getting a Dunkin' Donuts donut, in this order, there's one that's called sugar raised. It's just crystals of sugar all over it.
Okay.
And second, the white powder one, but you can't be wearing a black outfit, so that's been a problem for me. And then the glazed third.
Okay.
Are you a Dunkin' person?
Nope. Those donuts are terrible.
Excuse.
They're trash.
She's not a Long Islander. She's not a Long Islander. You're not a Long Islander.
Here's the deal. It doesn't have to be. I grew up on Dunkin' Donuts. Arthur.
America runs on it. Of course you do.
America runs on Dunkin'. Arthur, like.
Dude, this is not an ad. Take that back. Take that out. They didn't fucking pay me for that. But if they want to, they can. Dunkin' Donuts. Hey.
I'll eat your donuts.
We're ad panhandlers. Like, it's embarrassing at this point. Go ahead. Jim said
Somebody
what?
Please. So my dad, growing up, we had a Dunkin' Donuts that was, I don't know, it was probably like a mile from our house. And my dad, every single morning, was a Dunkin' Donuts coffee guy. And then when he would drive me to school in the mornings, then I got to be a part of the Dunkin' Donuts run. So the Dunkin' Donuts near us was owned and operated by a local Indian family, and they make their tea different than how I had ever had tea before in my life. They would put milk and sugar in it. It was the best thing. So like, I have these lovely memories of like going to Dunkin' with my dad at like, I don't know, 6:37 in the morning, getting my little muffin and my milk tea. It was delicious. Their coffee is good. Their donuts are trash. When I was a child, the donuts were good. And then when they switched from brown and pink Dunkin' to American runs on Dunkin', but I don't even know if are they Dunkin' or is it just DD? I don't even know.
I mean, it's Dunkin' Donuts. We call it Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, I can't tell with their new branding, but I think that everything but their coffee is trash. I will not eat a donut there because there's so many better options.
I'm not going to be mad at that because the coffee is not. It's not. Depending on where you get it, it's not consistent, and I don't like that.
Yeah, you've got to have
this Dunkin'
yours.
Donuts on this street is gross. This Dunkin' Donuts on that street, so this Dunkin' Donuts, meh, not between these hours. It's like, what coffee can I have? And the whole thing is Justin Beck has been running on Dunkin' Donuts our entire life. I multiple pictures of him with a large iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, it's an appendage for him.
Yeah, that's how my dad was too. I mean, they knew his order. He didn't even have to like say shit. They just
that's
knew.
Justin Beck.
So
Justin Beck could get that same drink multiple times a day. It's gross.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my dad drank so many coffees. It's disgusting. I mean, that's what we would give him for birthdays and Christmas was Dunkin' Donuts gift cards because he probably spent, I can't even think. I mean, it's so cheap, but like he probably spent a lot of money on coffee over the years.
Oh, thousands of dollars, 100%. And then Justin's whole thing was when we built this house that we'll just get the coffee machine of our dreams so that he can stop going to Dunkin' Donuts. The crazy part is we put Dunkin' beans in our machine, and it turns out my machine is the best coffee on Long Island with the Dunkin' Donuts beans. So I won't go in Dunkin' Donuts to get the coffee. I'll go in there to get donuts to fulfill my new work personality.
My favorite donut is a Long John, by the way.
Hold on.
Well, we have this place here called Holtman's.
Hold on a second.
And it's a mom and
Hold on a
pop, and it's
second.
delicious.
Your favorite donut is not a donut. Your favorite donut is the long stick.
Yes.
Well, that's not a donut.
Yes, it is.
No, that's not. I hate the long stick. You can't say that's a donut. Justin Beck eats that thing.
Okay, but it can't have.
You're supposed to dip it in the cup or
pudding.
something?
It has to have it's the Long John, so it's filled with like, but it can't be like the pudding. It can't be the custard, like not like a Boston cream. It has to be like the white icing kind, and it has to have the chocolate stripe on the top. I think Lennox's DNA might be 98% Holtman's Long John because I used to go get one almost every single day when I was pregnant. I'm surprised I didn't get gestational diabetes.
Dude, that thing is. You remember taking that test when you were pregnant?
Yes. Oh my! I was always so nervous because it was so scary.
It was the most horrifying test ever. I failed so many times.
You did?
I mean, just not the test itself. Failed the taking of it. They're like, you have to come. I would just vomit.
Oh no!
I would drink
you
that
have
whole
to
thing
go
and just
again?
vomit. I would just vomit. I mean, entire sinks full of that orange stuff.
Really?
And then finally on the third try, I just couldn't keep it down. On the third try, they were like, I was like, isn't there like a blood draw you could do? Like, this is crazy. Why I gotta do this? Like, can't you just test it? Finally, they were just like, eat a fucking biscuit with some jelly on it and let us know. I can't deal with you, lady.
I didn't mind the taste of it. It never made me gag. I didn't, I always kept it refrigerated and they said pour it over ice. So I didn't mind it. Kind of tasted like a flat orange drink from McDonald's.
Oh my God. I could not. One time I took the test. I can't even, every child I would dread the day of taking that test. And then after a while, Justin learned. He's like, I gotta take my wife to this thing. Because one time he had to come and get me because I vomited all over myself in their office. I'm just sitting there in a hospital gown waiting for him to come get me. Yes, it was crazy. I was like, it was horrible.
Was it
horrible?
Was it the flavor or was it like the thought of it? Like, did you get yourself so worked up? Oh.
You're so right. Probably after the first 2 or 3 times, it became I just couldn't. I had a bad experience and I was traumatized by the experience.
Yeah.
With Shira, when I had to take it, I was like, if I have it, we'll work that out when we get there because I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Were you like, let's just assume I have it. What do I need to do because I'm not doing this
Yeah, I
test?
was like, do I have the preeclampsia or whatever? Is that what y'all are really looking for? Because I'll tell you. And they're like, you can't. Oh my God, not pregnancy.
Ooh.
Anyway, what's the thing you wanted to do with me today?
Oh, okay. So
you said she texted me early this morning talking about I have my list. I was like, oh God, she wants to be productive. Let's go.
Hey, listen, I have been doing a lot of solitude work. That doesn't even make sense. I've been doing a lot of work by myself in the basement trying to get all of these fucking projects finished. And part of that work is listening to podcasts.
They look really good though.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm just making so much progress. I'm very excited. And it's all fueled by podcasts. So for all my favorite podcasters, thank you for making episodes for me to listen to. This week, though, I got introduced to a new show. So we know that I love Roz Hernandez from Ghosted. And this week, Roz had on 2 guests. And I didn't have my phone nearby, so I couldn't check. But I recognized one of the hosts' voices. And it turns out that this person is somebody that regularly shows up on my TikTok For You page. And I think they're hilarious. And the conversation was so funny. And it turns out that they have a podcast and it's called Keeping Records. And essentially, the gist is that back in the 70s, NASA took like 2 solid gold records, and the records were kind of like a time capsule of like what life was like on Earth. And so they sent these 2 records out into space, and this was like if aliens or like intelligent life forms find them, then there were like instructions on how to use them and play them and learn what life is like here and know that like, I don't know, we're not a threat, or like it's okay to come here, or there's like cool shit going on. I don't know the purpose, but they sent these records out. So the premise of this podcast is each week they have on a guest or guests, and they talk to this guest about, if you could send new records up into space, what 5 things would you include on your record? And then is there something that you would delete from the human experience or from life on Earth that you wouldn't want the aliens to know about? So I've been listening. I've been binging it. It's so funny. There's Nicole Byer was a recent guest. We love her. She's so hilarious. And so then I got thinking, I was like, I wonder what my 5 things would be. And then obviously, naturally, I was like, I wonder what Melissa's 5 things would be. So I thought it would be fun to pretend that we're sending brand new solid gold records into space and we're telling the aliens. Because do you think aliens exist? This episode of Imperfect Strangers podcast is brought to you by one of our favorite podcasts, Everyone's Business But Mine with Cara Berry.
Woo! I do love that Cara Berry over there at Everyone's Business But Mine, because you know what? There's a thing she does. You know how you'll be watching a show and you'll have real specific feelings about that show, but you don't know where to go with those feelings or who to talk to about those feelings because they're mad specific. She has that thing.
If nobody in your immediate life watches those shows, like for me, Sister Wives, who do I talk to about that? Chris doesn't want to discuss the nuanced relationships of like why Robin is always crying, why Christine left. He doesn't want to talk about those things with me. So Cara is the perfect outlet.
Yes, I went on her show one time to talk about Summer House, who I had nobody to talk to, and she was there and able to share with me in the rage of one cast member's incessant white jeans. And it's like, you need that. You need that in a person who, you know, very smart, very funny, very observant. Yes. I love going on her show. I love listening to her show.
So if you love getting into all of your favorite trash TV, you want to know what's going on the internet or in the pop culture world of celebrities, you can listen to Cara's podcast every week, Everyone's Business But Mine, anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Kinda. I think.
What do you mean,
like,
kinda?
I mean, I think it's arrogant to think that we're the only life form.
Yes. Yeah.
In this gigantic galaxy. After I went to that thing at the Natural History Museum, the planetarium. After I went to that, I was like, yeah, we ain't shit. So,
do you think it's intelligent life, or do you think there's just life out there somewhere, or you think there's intelligent life? Do you think that like
if it didn't vote for Donald Trump, it's fucking intelligent? Wow, I just had to get that in there. I'm still mad about it.
Who's not?
We're still facing the motherfucking ramifications of that horrible choice. It's fine. No, I think I don't know, but I had sleep paralysis the other night for the first time in a long time, and
like demon sleep
like
paralysis,
an alien for sure. Dude.
Oh, I want to hear about it. I've never had it before, but I've heard other people describe it. Tell me, were you sleeping on your back?
I was explaining it to Justin.
Happens.
I was explaining it to Justin, and he was like, yeah, when I had mine, he had one like a really, really, really long time ago, but he was like in a state of anxiety and, you know, not recognized as anxiety because we didn't know about that shit back then. He really believed for years that it was an alien invasion, because he was like, he was like, I could not control my body and my brain was awake. Wow. And I was like, which we now know is sleep paralysis. But I had it the other night, and I was like, fuck that. So
Okay,
my
wait,
whole
tell
thing
me
is,
about
if an
it.
alien's gonna come, don't pick me up that way. Just knock on the door. I'll go with you.
Give me a
Don't
little
do that
gentle
again.
nudge. Don't put anything in my butt.
For real, please. Let's be cool. Be cool. That's not how we do things around here. Just knock. That's what I would put on the record. Customary way to get someone's attention when you want to go into their home is you knock. But I also just saw Nope.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It was just beautiful, and I believe, dude. No, but the sleep paralysis was my body was just frozen in an invisible cue ball around me,
Yeah.
and my brain was awake, but my brain was telling my body to do the things I wanted it to do,
Yeah.
and it just wasn't doing the things. And so, like, I was trying to reach over and, like, touch Justin,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, go touch him. Melissa, touch him. And I knew my body wasn't doing it. Wow. And I was getting so stressed out. I knew it wasn't doing it. And it was at 4 a.m. So at 4 a.m, I had woken up on the couch. You know when you, like, doze off at, like,
Uh-huh.
8,
Yep.
and no one wants to bother you, so you just
You
wake
sleep
up
there
when
until you wake up.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh shit, and you get up and you fucking do your skincare like a weirdo. Whatever. There's things you do. I'm up at all weird hours doing things in here. I went to go lay back down, and it was like right at morning time when I was really needing to wake up. That shit really scared me. I don't know what it was, but I did not like that. So if that's how aliens want to come, let's not do it that way.
Do you think if
Anyway.
you wanted to, like, say something, do you think you could have spoken, or, like, everything was shut down?
No, I couldn't. I was in a glass box.
How long do you
With
think
my
it
body
lasted?
like chained to the bed. I don't know. It felt like forever. It was probably 3 minutes. Who knows? But it felt like a really long ass time in an invisible box.
Oh, my God.
It was horrible.
I've never had it happen, but I've listened to so many stories about people saying that usually sometimes there will be like a vision or something that comes up, you know, while they're having this paralysis. And they'll like see ghosts and shit.
No, this was just like, it was like if you made a box perfectly the height of your body, and it would perfectly cover you. So like the tip of your nose is at the top of this box.
No. Oh, no.
So like I was like a glass coffin that I was in, and my body could not move, and like I'm screaming in my brain, move your hand over there, touch Justin's back, and I just couldn't. I was not doing it. But the sensation of touching his back, I could feel his back on my hand. My brain knows that feeling.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't doing it. Wow. And I was getting frustrated because I wanted my body to do it. I've heard about you ever heard of something called locked-in syndrome?
No, what's that?
You're in the fucking hospital bed.
No.
Your brain is moving. You can hear, you can see. Your fucking body is laid the fuck down, locked down.
That's like an actual thing?
Girl, it's the scariest. Hold on, let me show you. It's a real, they do. When I started reading about it, I was so, it's awful. Hold on. Locked-in syndrome is a rare and serious neurological disorder that happens when a part of your brainstem is damaged, usually from a stroke. People with locked-in syndrome have total paralysis, but still have consciousness and their normal cognitive abilities.
No,
There's
thanks.
no cure. There's no cure. There's no standard course of treatment.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So do they just keep you alive until you naturally expire, or like that's horrific.
Dude, you don't talk.
No, just kill me. I don't want to do that. End it.
You don't. There's like, you don't laugh. You don't cry.
Mm-mm.
Your body's just laying there, seeing and hearing everything, and you're hearing everybody go, "Hey, how are you? What's going on? Hi, hi," and you're in your own thoughts, screaming your responses. They can't hear you.
That's like
You're not
Twilight
saying
Zone shit.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. It's cruel. It's a cruel disease. Anyway, that's what I imagined that to be like, was these few moments of sleep paralysis that had me fucked up. But anyway, back to your records. Sorry.
It's okay. What would this show be without tangents?
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to be music. It's just about things and experiences and things about the human condition that you would send to wherever, so that another life form found them, they could understand more about who we are and what we do.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be just like it doesn't have to be like specific to your experience as an American. It's just kind of like an overall human experience. I've seen, because I started to go through the Instagram for keeping records, because I wanted to see, like, with each guest they'll do a little slideshow of the 5 things that they said that they wanted to include, and people said like wigs, Barbra Streisand, the sounds that turtles
Barbra
make.
Streisand. She just got in trouble on Twitter the other day.
Oh, she did. Ugh. What'd she do?
She just said the wrong shit. She said immigrants do the work Americans won't do, and it was just like,
Oh no.
Barbara. if you're not gonna do your Twitter like Dionne Warwick, we don't want it. You're not allowed. Sit this out.
Dionne Warwick needs to be protected with her Twitter at all costs.
She's so adorable. She's so adorable, and she'd be telling the truth.
She's so cute.
Like, fuck is this old shit? What the fuck are y'all doing? Okay, so what are yours?
Anything. Okay.
And why does it have to be just 5? That's crazy. I'm gonna say everything I want to put on them over here.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. I really had a hard time, but then it really forced me to kind of like hone in and think about things that I think are like, you know, to be included. The aliens should know this about us. So the first one is an experience. It is the sensation of laying down on a pile of laundry that has just come out of the dryer.
Do you have your outside clothes on top of it, or you're clean?
I'm clean. I've just been in the house all day, and that comes out. That was my job as a child, was to fold the laundry. And my mom used to get so mad at me because I would take it out of the dryer and I would put it on the sofa and then lay on top of it until it cooled off completely. And she'd always be like, "Get off the pile of laundry." It is so comforting and lovely. It's the best.
As long as you don't get hit with snaps. As long as you don't get hit with the metal snaps. That bitch is hot as hell.
Yeah. No zippers, no snaps.
And you don't do it in your outside clothes. I can see how that would be really fantastic.
Fresh towels, just, it's like a cloud.
You know what? I'm going to let Shira do that today. I'm going to give Shira that experience today. I'm going to take it out of the dryer and I'll be like, "Come here."
It's so good. It's so good.
The problem is I'm going to create them. I'm not going to let Shira do that today. She's going to want to do it all the time. Yeah, that sounds really good. As long as it's not denim and you don't have outside clothes on, we'll take it. That's one in the box.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Okay. Drinking cold water out of a garden hose.
That's fair.
It is the best. Again, another
I've never
childhood
experienced
memory.
cold water out of a hose.
Wait.
Always piping hot. Florida. When's it
Yeah,
cold?
but like once you let it run for a second and all that hot water that was stored in there gets out.
That just reminds me that my parents told me I'm not allowed to come in there. And I'm not. I don't like that feeling. I want a cup of ice. I want water from the motherfucking fridge. Why can't I go in there? Isn't this my home? Wow, I'm really a Debbie. I'm so sorry. Repeat that back.
Okay. like the refreshing
there is no universality
of,
to drinking water out of the hose.
I was going to say, I feel like that this is something that all kids did before we realized that that was probably the most disgusting thing you could do. Like nothing felt better on a hot summer day of playing outside than like turning on that hose and having that cold ass water come out. And it tasted so good. Wow. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't include that one, but I feel like
no, include that one. What are you talking
really
about?
special.
That's how great you felt. That time reminds me because water was always hot, and that time reminds me that I really want to come inside now. Why am I still out here? And you told me don't mess with your hose. So if I had to do that, I had to do it in secret at that. That's crazy. That's fucking abusive. That's a horrible memory. Sorry.
She's like, why am I playing this solid gold record with this beautiful memory and I'm feeling traumatized?
Yeah, if I had to play I'm an alien life form and I had to play your record.
Melissa's like, this planet is sad.
I'm like, not these outside clothes. No, go ahead. Dude, I'm a horrible friend. Continue.
Well, number 3.
Like, you don't even like donuts. She don't like donuts. That's a stick. I suck.
Okay. Number 3, I think we can both agree on is weed. There needs to be the experience of getting high on this
100%.
solid gold record of what it's like. Like the most perfectly packed bowl. I think everybody, the aliens would probably be like, yeah, okay, this is cool shit.
100%. They'd be like, this is cool shit. They wouldn't even want to invade us. They'd be like, those people ain't doing nothing wrong. Look at them. They're chilling.
Right.
Can the joint have little cherries on it or little coconuts on it? Can it have like a pretty paper that's flavored? Can I bring that one?
Whatever you want. Any kind of weed. Indica, sativa, we're not judging.
Okay.
But it's got to be good quality, like good stuff, nice stuff.
It can't be, but it can't be too
ditch.
Crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have a fucking weird ass experience. I just want to feel my body get warm.
Like a good 14 to 17% THC, where it's just easy like Sunday morning. Let's just ease into this, lay on our hot pile of laundry.
Yeah, and you're like looking at hummingbirds and shit. It's fucking nice.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be very nice. Okay, great.
All right, awesome. Number 4, I said Thanksgiving foods, but I have to be very specific, and it is only the Thanksgiving foods that I like to eat, and nobody else's Thanksgiving
100%. We're not serving other shit that we don't like that we're putting in the Tupperware, and it keeps getting back in the fridge until 11 days later. You just throw it out. Finally.
Right.
Yes. Okay. What's
your
number 5?
A whole beautiful plate. Number 5 is the movie Clueless.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is your shit. Oh my God, you're like Marin. My friend Marin is obsessed with Clueless. Amy Heckerling is her motherfucking person. Yes. And Clueless is having like a whole resurgence. You must be in your fucking element right now.
I love it. You know what? I can't even remember how old I was when that movie came out. I must have been in junior high. And so that as a suburban weird kid from Ohio, that was the epitome of what being a cool teenager was like. And when Cher oh my God, in the beginning, and she opens that closet and she's picking her outfits, and I was like, oh my God, this is and they have the cool school where they're all walking outside. It's kind of like that 90210 of holy shit, these are real adults and they have cool lives and they go to parties, and
that shit was
formative.
That was
just the epitome of teenage coolness. I will
also
always love
Paul
that movie.
Rudd. It was our introduction to Paul Rudd, and he's just a national treasure. He's lovely.
He's
my
so
friend
good.
Marin is obsessed with Paul Rudd.
Really?
And Paul Rudd's a friend in her head, but also she saw Paul Rudd one time and he remembered meeting her, and so ever since then, she's just nah, this man is amazing. We love him. And we love him.
He did?
Yes. He was like, hey, Marin. What?
That's incredible.
I know. Well, because he's lovely.
He's so handsome.
Do you remember that shining moment in time when Paul Rudd and Ron Livingston were both doing things at the same time, and they're just like, not two Paul Rudds. Dang, we're lucky.
Maybe we include Paul Rudd. If I have a 6th item, we put Paul Rudd in there.
Okay, Paul Rudd number 1 for me, just because I want the alien life forms to understand and know how my friend Marin was moving in the world. So I got 4 more, or I can just say what I want.
Yeah, well, hold on. I have 2 things that I want to delete. Can I delete 2 things?
Oh, yeah. You got to delete your items. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I want to delete circus peanuts, candy corn, and algebra.
Dude, we should fuck a record. We should just delete candy corn on the strength. No one needs to know about it. It's awful. It's awful.
Terrible. And it's in season.
And I'm sick of people repurposing it. It's having its fucking cauliflower day. I can't do it.
No.
Enough.
Get it out of the candy jar.
It can't be a pie crust. It can't be a fucking air freshener. It can't do all these things.
It can't. It needs to go straight in the garbage.
It's so gross. Like eating little
There's
wax
going to be
balls.
Somebody from Big Candy Corn is probably going to come into our DMs. Candy corn, we don't want to advertise for you. You can go straight to hell.
I will definitely. I'll still advertise for y'all. I love Brock's candy corn. They're delicious. I like to put them on my oatmeal. I love them.
They would get so like soft and no.
Okay, things I'm bringing.
Okay, what do you
Hello
bring?
Kitty, number 1. Hello Kitty.
Oh,
number 1.
Yes, that's a good one.
Hello Kitty, number 1. And am I allowed to put a paragraph like to explain it, or I just put Hello Kitty?
Yeah, that's my question. How are you going to represent Hello Kitty?
Well, I'm going to write a poem. So.
Do you have a poem written?
No, but I'll write one.
Come on, real quick, off the cuff. Let's go. Snap.
No,
snap.
I'm gonna freestyle a fucking poem.
Yes, please.
Def Comedy Jam. I'm bringing that. No. I don't know how I would encapsulate the beauty of Hello Kitty. You know, it's an institution, and it's very hard for us to like explain this. But if I wanted to be like slick, I might bring the whole Hello Kitty universe. I might just say Sanrio, the entire umbrella of Sanrio, because there's so many beautiful offshoots of Hello Kitty. Like, you know, we love Choco Cat, we love My Melody, we love Little Twin Stars. There's a lot of. I think I'm just gonna have to say all of Sanrio.
Okay, fair enough.
And I think the lesson in Sanrio is the power of cute, and the longevity of cute, and the like how you can make it a forever thing, and it has no age. Anybody can love it. Yes,
Hello Kitty is timeless.
I would bring Sanrio. Mm-hmm. What was my first one? I'm taking Paul Rudd off.
Paul Rudd? Okay.
He's good. I wasted one.
It's okay. I included it.
My friend Mary can bring him. She gets to hers. She gets to put it on hers. I can't be wasting my things. This is my list. That feeling you get when your whole entire body has been exfoliated with a Korean mitt, and then you've applied lotions and oils in a systematic way, top to bottom, and you air dry, and you get in a crisp, clean, white hotel bed. Wowzers. That feeling. Put that on the motherfucking record.
Are you going to include the specific products, or it just has to be like a scrub, a moisturizer? Do you want to give them like...
It's got to be specific products, but the room also the thermostat has to be, the dial has to be set to menopause. It's got to be cold in that bitch.
There's going to be like condensation on the windows because the air conditioner running by the window is so cold. Yes. Dude,
this is why I'm concerned about the youth. The other day I told Shalom, I was like hot as hell, and I was like, Shalom, can you go, please God, set the thermostat to menopause? And I watched this little girl spin that nest dial over and over, looking for the word menopause. I was like, Jesus. Fuck. I'm very concerned for the children. And she goes, Mom. I go, Shalom, just put it to 70. Okay, because I couldn't find it. It's fine. Just put it to 70.
I couldn't find menopause on the thermostat.
Oh, my God.
Who do we know that works at Nest? I bet Kristen has some tech people that work at Nest. Kristen, we need you to talk to somebody.
Dial on mines. Okay, so that's my second one. So Sanrio and being freshly exfoliated and moisturized in a cold, crisp, white bedding hotel bed. It's got to be a nice hotel too, not like a we're not talking about a fucking
Super 8
Red Roof Inn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm talking about W sheets. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My number 3. My number 3. Perfect consistency mango sticky rice. Bruh.
I've never had that.
So you get this. Wad is not sexy, but you get this wad of rice.
Like a ball?
Yes, but it's like, flattened and it's kind of made to look like the little palm of your hand.
Okay, so it's like a little like rice pancake?
Not too flat. It's like a little rice. It's like a little rice donut without a hole.
Okay. I thought you said... Okay.
Yeah, it's not a donut stick like you like. It's a donut without a hole, but like whatever.
Like a jelly filled donut. Like it's
it's a fucking rice ball, but not a ball. Okay. Yeah. And then there's this like hot white gelatinous milky stuff that goes on top, and then it's perfectly ripe sliced mango, and then it's little sesame seeds just whispered on top. I like to have less mango, more rice. I like my ratios, whatever. But some people like more mango, less rice. Sometimes I order just the rice. So they're like, mango's not in season. I go, do you have a little rice thing? They're like, yes. And I'll just get that. Oh, baby delicioso.
Sounds so good.
Like, I mean, okay, I have to apologize right now. I ate 2 gummies last night, and I think I'm so high. Like, whoa!
So like the mango,
a fucking fool.
It gets like, does it get like warm from the heat of the rice, or has the rice cooled down? Like, is this a warm dish? Is this room temperature? Is it cold? I need to understand.
You can have it cold. Some people have it cold, but I like my rice with milky substance, warm-ish, and then I like cold fruit on top. I like to mix the vibe.
Is the milky substance like a rice water, or like what's milky substance?
It's like if you took carnation milk, but it was blander.
Okay.
Coconut sticky rice with mango on top. Oof. Wowzers.
That sounds really good.
It's really
so far
good
based off of your
refreshing.
list. I would totally come to Earth.
Yeah. It's like all relaxing, everything.
Yes.
Okay, what's my third item?
Well, that was your third. So you have 2 more. You have 4 and 5.
Okay, 4 and 5. Whoa. Newborn baby neck. Real delicate and soft. What? Put your hands under it. Put your hand. Just newborn delicate baby neck after you give them a bath with Mistela shampoo.
And you just put your
and
nose.
Any kind of lavendery soap, and then you put them in a fresh, bleached, not Dreft. I hate that smell.
No Dreft.
Flesh. Unless Dreft wants to have a fucking ad on here. We love Dreft.
I watched my kids clothes in it all the time. What are you talking about?
You did love it. I think, no, we both agreed we hated it. No, you liked it.
No, I never used Dreft. Fuck that. I'm not buying special laundry detergent for my babies. Get out of here.
Bleach. So a freshly bleached onesie on a freshly clean baby, and then lifting the baby, you put the whole baby, the length of the baby, to your face, and you nuzzle your face, freshly washed, obviously. You nuzzle your face to the baby neck, and then you just sit there. The baby could be asleep. The baby could do whatever. The baby needs to be in a calm, mostly silent state for this to like really get you going. You bring the entire baby to your face. You nestle your nose into the baby's neck, and you just smell that shit till it doesn't smell anymore. Baby neck.
That's delightful. I actually almost included a baby laugh on mine, but then I was like, that's kind of not universal for everybody, but like...
I do love a baby laugh.
You know when they get old enough and they get that, oh God. I listened to this baby the other day.
The Asian baby with his brother on Twitter that went viral?
No, this was a baby with dad, and dad was making these weird noises, and the baby was doing a full belly laugh, like... It was probably like a 6-month-old baby, and it was just delightful. And I thought, oh my God, I miss a baby laugh so much. They're so tickled by everything.
I do love I love when they just can't take it, and they're laughing so hard, and then at some point their stomach starts hurting or something bad. There's a hiccup involved. Now they're mad. You're like, you were just laughing though. We were having a good time.
Right. Oh, everything with
God.
babies, but that baby neck, that clean baby. Oh gosh, and then the top of their head with the little pulse.
Yep.
You just breathe it in.
I love the top of the head. Yes. When the top of the head's kind of scary still. Oof.
Yeah.
I love that. Oof. When the toes are still wrinkled and in position of being in the womb and you can't bend them right. Wow. When the fucking ankle looks like a little ostrich neck. I love that. I do. When the tiny butt cheeks are still stuck together like they're still in the womb.
Yes, and their little bellies are so big and puffed out.
Oh my God. The little fucking long eyelashes on a little thin one-ply eyelid. Stop.
Yes. Those little fingers that look like the little hands that look like starfish, and then those teeny tiny baby nails.
Tiny, scratchy, sharp as fuck baby nails with a tiny cuticle. Yep. The little tiny little palm of the hand.
Palm. Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Or just the first time you as a mother discover your baby's beauty marks and moles are, you're like, ooh, look at that. Love it. And I can tell you right now where all of them are. I can tell you where all of Justin's are. Like just discovering new baby body is like, whoa. Look at this tiny thing here. What is that? Why are you here? I love you. Go the fuck to sleep. But still, it's we don't have to tell the alien that part.
Yeah, we're only giving them the good parts.
Okay, now what am I up to?
Okay, now you're number 5. This is the last one.
Number 5, Cinco de Mayo. Cinco, number 5. Number 5.
Number 5 is alive.
Whoo! I'm gonna have to go with not everybody's. Mine specifically. My teeth. Like, a lot of people can have a great smile. I'm talking about mine's. Duh.
Oh, you want to include your smile?
Yes. This one that I've arrived at. My latest smile is a fucking masterpiece. I love it. It has brought me so much joy. I love the shapes. I love the cleanliness. I love the gums. I love the embrasures. I love the bite. I love the width. I love the color. Everything about the smile.
You want a picture of your smile? Do you want like a dental mold made?
No. This is also poetry. This is also I gotta be able to explain. I gotta be able to explain the joy that one derives from arriving at the smile that they've always dreamed of. That's a fucking top tier experience.
I mean, this is really like your magnum opus. Like, this is your life's work, are these current teeth, I feel.
Dude, I love these teeth. I love the way these teeth have made me feel. I love the way these teeth have unlocked this desire to take photos. I don't do that. Never done that. Ever in my life. Wanted to get in a let's take a pic. Never done that. I find myself bitch, I was at the birthday party on the rooftop. I took a picture with every motherfucker I loved. Dead ass.
I saw that. I was like, selfie city.
Would have never done that. Would have never thought to do that. Would have never wanted to do that. Would have never nominated that. I was like, let's get a pic. Okay?
That's so good, though. I love that.
It has unlocked just a dormant area, dusty corner of my self-esteem that was never able to fully evolve. Which sounds really superficial and dumb, but it's not.
No, it doesn't. It's not at all.
Powerful. So those are my 5 things. Sanrio, coconut sticky rice with mango, baby neck, fully clean exfoliated body, in a fresh, clean, crisp, cold, white bedroom. My teeth.
Your teeth.
Shout out to Dr. Alex Rubinoff. This is not an ad, but if it could be for free.
But if you want to.
That's how much I love you. Dr. Rubinoff, you the best. You the best. You the best. Things that I'm taking off that I don't want any alien to ever experience.
Delete it.
I'm gonna delete. I feel like deleting it is improper because we want them to have a. So what we're trying to deliver to them is a utopia.
This is a highlight reel. This is like Earth's Instagram, and we're only showing the hits.
Okay. I'm sorry, I gotta be a downer, but I feel like this is really like if I were a fucking alien and I saw this shit, I'd be like, those people are fucked. Fuck those people. We're not doing that. I'm gonna delete the Atlantic slave trade. Sorry, I'm deleting it.
I'm right there with you. I think that would be an incredible thing to delete.
We're gonna fuck
off with all of it.
We're not doing that. And then the second thing I delete. 100%. The second thing I delete is hamsters. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, though. That's how I really feel. I feel like there's nothing worse.
Coming to your planet, where are your tiny rodents? Melissa said, I deleted those fucks.
Yeah. You look for the tiny rodents? No sorry, we got rid of those. Sorry, we don't have
I love how slavery and hamsters are really just like right on the same level of offensiveness that they just gotta go, both of them.
Both of them are out of here. Yeah, I don't like it. Oppression and Lloyd. I don't like it.
I mean, honestly, one could say that you are currently being oppressed by Lloyd. So
correct.
Really...
See, they go hand in hand. I feel like don't trivialize that shit for real though. I have experienced trauma. Okay.
But still,
I want Lloyd out of here. And if I because I feel like getting rid of the world's vermin, including hamsters, would get rid of other things. You know, like we wouldn't have fruit flies if we didn't have hamsters. We wouldn't have sad children if we didn't have hamsters, because they wouldn't have a thing to get attached to and then be sad about. You know what I'm saying? So like, we alleviate a lot of problems when we get rid of Lloyd.
Big if true.
Mm-hmm. This is a great game, Amanda. I like this game. Let's do.
I love this game.
Why come it can only be 5 though? Surely we can think of 10.
Do you have more things you'd like to include? I mean, I really struggled. I just felt like it was an exercise in, you know, it was kind of one of those things like, what would you rescue from your home if it was on fire? So you really have to be very thoughtful in the things that you want to include. But I mean, obviously there are so many more experiences. Is there something else that you're just like dying to include that the aliens need to know?
It just makes me feel bad because when I think of my five, those five are great, but those five are like superficial. Like, what if I could like bring, like other real cool shit and I just didn't have enough time to think about it? Like that feeling you get when you're crying about a really good marriage proposal video. Like, can you lock that feeling in a bottle?
Yes.
I don't even like marriage proposals, but I find myself crying at them all the time like a dumbass.
I mean, stuff like that. There are songs that I thought should be included.
Whoa. Definite songs that should be included. I'm in an Usher space right now.
Watch this.
And I listen to Superstar on loop and Sarah Bareilles' love song. Yes.
Oh yeah, Sarah Bareilles. Nobody saw that.
What is my fucking problem?
Not Christopher Cross.
Not he's on my top 10 of all time. I do love sailing, but for some reason I have been going off on Superstar, Usher, and love song Sarah Bareilles. I was like pre-gaming for my anniversary, and so I was like listening to songs that make me feel really good and make me like want to like rub all up on Justin and shit. So you had to pre-game. You get ready to fucking enact that TMJ. My new thing that I love doing that I just started this morning is making him belly laugh by being completely polar opposite of everything that I am. So this morning we were making coffee and I literally just put my hand in his actual pants and grabbed the whole thing. And he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "What's wrong with you? What's going on with you?" And I was just like, "You don't love this? You don't want me to watch you all the time?" Then I put my hand up. I put both hands up his shirt, sort of rubbing his back. And he's like, "Dude, for real, what are you doing?" And then he just started giggling uncontrollably. So now every time I pass him in this house, I will be touching him inappropriately.
Yes.
How men do.
That's what it's like to live with Chris Strong. Honestly, it gets old real quick.
Dude, I had him cracking up. I can't wait till he's sick of me. I'm going straight for the butt cheeks. I'm going for thigh meat. I'm doing it. I'm going in the clothes. I'm going in. He looked at me and goes, "What's wrong with you?" And he actually said, "Are you still on the drugs? Did the drugs not come down? You're not down from the drugs yet? Is that what it is?"
I'm sure he's so confused because it sounds like from everything you've told me, you guys are not touchy-feely at all, period, outside of the bedroom door.
Correct. So I said, I said 15 years, new year, new me.
New year, new me. Hey, we're going into a new phase. Listen,
it's true.
since
Rosh
I colored
Hashanah,
my
we
hair,
enter the new year.
Chris will
oh my God, are you bringing that?
Leave me alone.
Oh, he loves it.
I'm not bringing my hair, but I am bringing the power to do the thing that you've always wanted to do. Get rid of all of these self-limiting beliefs. Get rid of all of the things of what are they going to think of me? What is this person going to say? Fuck it. If there's something that you want to do, there's something you want to buy, someplace you want to go, do it 100%. Fucking now because we're not leaving here alive. YOLO.
We have till 2047. 2047. I think when you sent me the picture of your new hair, I don't even know if we told everybody yet. We should probably just wait for them to see it on the live. Let's not even disclose the color. We'll just wait for them to see it on the live. When you sent me that picture, I was like, "Oh my God, she met herself today."
Okay. Yes. So after I did the final rinse and dried it, and my girlfriend is the one that was doing it, and so we went over by the window so she could inspect the color. She goes, "Why do I feel like this is just you?" She's like, "It doesn't feel like surprising or radical. This just feels like, oh yeah, there she is." And I was like, I know.
Yes.
It's
and while
crazy.
It's not a color that grows out of someone's head, I was like, that's the color that's supposed to be on your head.
It's wild. I'm obsessed.
I think it looks very chic. I think it looks very artistic. I think it looks very feminine, but also tough somehow, which it's pastel, so I don't know how that did that.
Yeah, I only had one rule, and I was like, not Hot Topic hair. And I said, I don't know how else to describe this to you, but I was like, not Hot Topic hair. And I don't want to look like that. So when we were talking about like saturating it more, I sent her a picture of Grimace and I was like, just not this, not Grimace, not,
No, it's, I feel like it's
Harley
not
Quinn.
It's not shocking. It's lovely.
I love it so much.
And how are you? Like, Chris is like, yes.
Melissa, I didn't see him all day, so I did it on Tuesday, and our Tuesdays are such that I have to leave for work before he gets home to take Bennett to karate. So he doesn't see me until I'm walking up the sidewalk to get up to the house. And this man has his face pressed against the window, staring at me, eyes wide open. And as soon as I walked in that door, he was like, oh, wow, wow, wee, wow, wow. He was obsessed.
Obsessed. Obsessed. Are you obsessed with our show? I hope you are. If you are, thank you so much for your continued support of Imperfect Strangers podcast. As you know, you can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts, except for, a couple of random places. But who's, really checking for that? We have a Patreon, super robust, cool Patreon where you can get access to Monday Night Lives that are sometimes Tuesday or Wednesday or Sunday. Things are a little shaky around here because Melissa Beck went and got a job. But we do have a Patreon. There's a newsletter. There's unaired, unpublished episodes. Lots of cool, fun stuff in there. And also access to our Discord, which is a great place for lively conversation about the episodes, pop culture, other podcasts you're listening to, fashion, parenting, lots of stuff where you can get down with other imperfect strangers that are just like you and want to talk about the stuff you want to talk about. What else do we have? Listen, it's a great place to be. If you're still listening to this episode way deep in the 79th minute, man, thank you. That really matters because it means that you are sticking with us. And I don't know what it's called. Amanda knows these technological terms. It's like follow through something or complete listening. I don't know what it's called, but it's really cool that you support us to the point that you would listen to the very, very end. Who knows? What if we have an Easter egg back here? You might have to hear it. Thank you so much. We will see you on a live to discuss this episode. We hope you liked it. And if you did, come prepared with things that you would put on a golden record for that alien invasion that I think is coming in 2047. Why'd I pick that number? Who could know? But thank you so much for listening, and we will see you soon. Bye.